Welcome to the Oklahoma Virtual College Fair. Before we get started this evening with our presentations, I'd like to go over a few very quick housekeeping items. The first is the use of the Q&A button. If you have a question for any of our panelists, you'll be able to ask that question via the Q&A button. If your question is for a specific school, please write that school's name or abbreviation before your question so that they can easily identify it. If it's a general question, no need to include school names. As this is a webinar, your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you. And also just a reminder, this is just one of many sessions, so please feel free to sign up for additional sessions on the same website. And also within 1 week's time, a recording of this session will be available on that same registration website. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first school for the evening, Oklahoma State University, Oklahoma City.
Thank you, Chris. Hello, everyone. My name is Landon Coyle, and I am the recruiter for OSU Oklahoma City. And so I'll just get right to it. OSU OKC, we're located just right across from the state fairgrounds in Oklahoma City, so located right in the heart of Oklahoma City. OSU OKC, we offer mainly associate-based degrees at OSU OKC. The main thing that we have about 60 degrees and certifications, with the main focus being work-ready degrees. So if you're looking to get into the workforce as quick as possible while earning your degree, that's definitely we're definitely the place for you to be there. We're very cost effective. A full-time student for taking about 12 hours with us at OSU OKC is paying about $2,000 a semester. So we're very affordable and very cost effective when it comes to that. We are an open admissions campus, so we do not require an ACT or SAT score to get into the university. So that's something that's also really big for our university. We are also, our student to teacher ratio is 18:1. So we offer a lot of small class sizes, so a environment for our students. If you would like more information on our school, our email address is just okc.info@okstate.edu. Be more than happy to help you out with that in any aspect that we can. Like I said, our main degrees are just trying to get in, people trying to get into the workforce as quick as possible while obtaining that degree. So thank you for your time, and if you have any more questions, please.
You've got a few minutes. I know your technology was hanging up. You're welcome to try to share it if you want.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see if I can get it to work now. Yes, so let's see. There it goes. Yeah, so just kind of an overview. We're associate's degrees. We have different certificates. Our admissions process is super simple. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes to fill out. There's no paragraphs, no essays. It's all done with a click of a mouse and just filling in boxes. Once again, we don't require ACT, SAT, or high school GPA requirement in order to be accepted into OSU OKC. And then we have a lot of scholarship opportunities as well. So through our different degree programs that we have, or our general scholarships as well for our university. But there's my contact information there. And then if you just okc.info@okstate.edu, one of our recruiters and me personally, if you just mention my name, Landon, I'm more than happy to give you more information on the university. And then just thank you so much for your time, and we hope to see you soon at OSU OKC. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, OSU OKC. Moving on to our next presenter for the evening, we will have John Brown University.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for spending some time with us this evening. So, like Chris said, my name is Hannah and I'm from John Brown University. JBU is a private interdenominational Christian school in Siloam Springs, Arkansas. That's just in the northwest corner of the state, about 45 minutes from Fayetteville, about an hour to the east of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I'd just love to share with you a little bit about our school. So some things that make JBU distinct and that make us stand out. For one thing, we take a three-tiered approach to education. So this idea of head, heart, and hand has been central to JBU for the past 101 years that we have been a school, and it really informs and shapes everything about the student experience at JBU, from the academics to their time in the dorm, to even their relational and just spiritual development as they go throughout their time at JBU. So that first tier, this idea of head. So JBU students are really encouraged to think critically and pursue truth. Part of the reason they're able to do that is because of our excellent faculty, the different major and minor programs that we offer, and also our different master's degrees programs. So the faculty to student ratio at JBU is about 14-1. So again, a pro of a smaller school is having more of a personalized experience with your education. Like I said, JBU has 51 majors and 54 different minors. So whatever it is you're thinking you're interested in, it's also possible that if you have a lot of different interests, you could even pair some or add a minor to that as well. JBU also has a graduate school, and some of our programs are compatible with the bachelor's degree, which would enable a student to start working on your master's your junior year, taking those classes at an undergraduate rate. And by the time you graduate with your bachelor's degree, you'd only have 1 year left of your master's that you could complete online. So again, a lot of educational opportunities there. These are our top majors just by enrollment. Again, we have about 1,300 undergraduate students, and by enrollment for this past year, these were our top programs. And then these are some new majors that we've started within the past 2 years as well, notably computer science, cybersecurity, data analytics and visual effects, and criminal justice, to name those few. Now this next tier that's really important in JBU is this idea of heart. So again, JBU is a Christian school, and so there's definitely a focus on students being developed spiritually as well as relationally, and that would happen in the context of chapel, different student ministries, both on campus and within our local community, and then a lot of different ways for students to connect with each other on campus, whether that is through our Varsity Sports, our Intramural Sports, different academic clubs, music and theater and choir, a lot of different ways for students to get to know each other, and to also be developed outside of a specific academic context. This last is this aspect of hand. So JBU takes a very hands-on approach to education. We do that through our curriculum, students having internship opportunities, and again, like I mentioned, there's academic clubs. So at JBU, students start their major specific classes their first year, and they're woven all throughout their 4 years. And students are also required to do an internship with the majority of their programs, giving them, again, a lot of experience even while they're still in school. This year, we have 2 routes for admission. One would be the traditional, so a high school transcript would be required, and then any of those standardized tests that you see, but also in light of COVID and just in light of testing options being limited for students, we have another route where instead of a test, a student can just submit an academic reference and a writing sample, and they'll have a brief interview with our admissions director. You can kind of see here, this is where a student would fall as far as eligibility for scholarships go. So again, we really leave it up to the student which route, whether the admissions, the regular route, or the test optional route, is going to get them kind of the biggest scholarship opportunity and hopefully relieve stress as they are working through their admissions process. Again, like I said, we are located in Siloam Springs, Arkansas. My contact information is on the screen there. And if you're interested in applying or visiting, both of those links can help you do that as well. So again, thank you so much just for spending some time with us, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have any. So thank you.
Great, thank you very much, JBU. Before we move on to our next presentation, just follow up to what was just mentioned. If you do have questions for any of our participants, please feel free to utilize that Q&A button. Up next this evening is Oklahoma City University.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Coronis, and I am one of the undergraduate admissions counselors at Oklahoma City University. We are a small, private, four-year institution, co-ed, located in the heart of Oklahoma City. We have about 1,600 undergrad and about 1,400 graduate students. We are United Methodist affiliated, but we do not require our students to be religiously affiliated to attend OCU. We have 22 varsity sports, whether it be men's, women's, or co-ed, as we are part of the NAIA division. Fun fact is we have won the most national championships out of any NAIA school, as we've won one, at least one every year since 1985. So we've got some good athletic teams, might be something you might be interested in. Now, in regards to our academics, we have a liberal arts foundation. So every student will interact with our Petrie College of Arts and Sciences. A couple of our key programs is we have a brand new game design and animation program. We also have a really cool esports management program. And then we have what we call PPE program, or philosophy, political science, and economics, which is a fast track law degree. So you can get your law degree in a shorter amount of time than normal. And then we have a pre-engineering studies program that is a dual degree with our partnership with Washington University in St. Louis. Our Minders School of Business is ranked in the top 4.5% of business schools, as we are AACSB accredited, and our students are trained and certified by the time they graduate on some of the most sophisticated stock market trading platform known as the Bloomberg terminals. So we really value that hands-on learning experience. Our Kramer School of Nursing offers a bachelor's degree all the way up to a PhD in nursing. This program is also a direct admit program. What's really cool that our nursing students get to do is be a part of the Minder Simulation Lab, where we have real life, like robotic dummies that our students get to receive their clinical hours in. So they do all the crazy things that you might experience in a hospital, but they're able to have that, again, hands-on experience. And then we also offer an honors program. So for students who are looking for maybe a little bit more academic rigor, or really value and enjoy small group, that small discussion, kind of diving into the theory behind text a little bit more, you should consider applying to the honors program. You just need a 3.5 GPA to apply. We also are well known for our performing arts. So we are Wanda L. Basque School of Music is a top tier music program. And they do over 250 stage performances every year. One of our alums, Kristen Chenoweth, is our current artist in residence. Then we have the Ann Lacey School of American Dance and Entertainment, which is consistently ranked in the top 10 programs in the nation. They produce the most Radio City Rockets, so their shows are phenomenal. They also offer an entertainment business program for students who are maybe looking to design their own path in the entertainment industry. And then finally, we have our School of Theater that put on the most undergraduate performances out of any school in the nation. We also have some really cool professional partnerships with Lyric Theater of Oklahoma, Oklahoma Children's Theater, and the Oklahoma City Ballet. So again, even on the artist side, our students are really getting to take advantage of that hands-on learning experience. And then we have some pre-professional tracks. So these you're able to add on to almost any major on campus, and they're able to help you really get prepared for the graduate programs of your choice. And then the handful of minors that are available easily fit into most of our degree plans. We encourage our students to consider a minor. One of our most popular minors is actually a social media minor. Our students really enjoy getting to learn the backsides of social media. And then there's also certificates that you can add on to any major. So what does it take to become an OCU star, right? We take the Common App or our application. We require students to have at least a 3.0 GPA and either a 22 ACT, 1100 SAT, or be ranked in the top 35% of your class. If, however, due to COVID and just everything else happening, you are unable to provide a class rank or a test score, we are able to review your application through a holistic review process. So we require the application, the essay, high school counselor recommendation, and your official transcript. And then our application also is used for scholarship consideration. And so to be considered for some of our competitive scholarships, we do also require a second letter of recommendation and a resume. So speaking of scholarships, last year OCU awarded over $34 million in financial aid, with over 90% of our students receiving some type of scholarship. So here you can see we have a couple of automatic grid-based scholarships using your SAT or your test scores and your GPA, and these are stackable up to the full cost of tuition. We encourage students to submit their test scores up until July of 2021 so that you can be considered and try and get an increase in your scores for the most scholarship dollars. And then lastly, if you are part of our performing arts programs, you do have to audition. All of our auditions are virtual this year, and you can find out more information there, as well as all of our competitive scholarships at OCU. Again, we use your application, resume, and second letter of recommendation. And we are available for questions. So here is my contact information. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the Q&A. And thank you for joining us to learn a little bit about OCU.
Thank you, OCU. Up next this evening will be University of Arkansas, Fort Smith.
Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for meeting with me today. I'm going to just talk a little bit about the University of Arkansas, Fort Smith. So let's get started. My name is Renisha Lewis, and I am an admissions officer here. I am also an alumni, so I went to school here, so I know a lot of information about the university. We are located in Fort Smith, Arkansas, which is the second largest city in Arkansas. And we are on the Arkansas-Oklahoma border. So about 2 hours to get to Tulsa, about 3 to get to Oklahoma City. So we are right on the border of Arkansas and Oklahoma. We do have D2 athletics. We are currently in the Lone Star Conference. Our student to faculty ratio is 18:1. So we are a 4-year institution, but we do still have that good faculty to student ratio to where students can meet with their professors and ask questions about anything that they have questions to ask about. We do offer a lot of student activities on our campus. We have more than 100 student organizations, and that includes anything that you decide to come up with. So what I mean by that is that we do offer students to create their own clubs. If we don't have something that you are interested in and you know people, you guys can create a club just as long as you get an advisor. So that's something big for our campus. We show students that we do listen to what they want, and we offer that as an option for them. As far as our academic programs go, we offer 51 bachelor's and associate's degrees. And we have a lot of technical certificates as well, because our institution did start out as a junior college. So we were only a 2-year institution until we grew into a 4-year institution. So we still have some of that 2-year institution mindset with some of those associate programs. And we do have 2 master's programs as well, and that is something new that we have started. So we will hopefully continue to offer more master's programs. So on our campus, we do have our freshman students that decide to live on campus, to live in the Lions Den. These are the 2 buildings that you see here. The students love these buildings. They're very nice. We have them in single and double size. So if you are a student and you want to live on campus, we do offer these types of housing for you. Our campus was rated one of the safest campuses in Arkansas. And so that is something that we like to pride ourselves on, is that we do have our UPD department working all the time and providing a safe campus experience for our students. And we also have been awarded with the award of like having a really beautiful campus. And so around this time of year where the leaves are changing, our campus is really beautiful. We have grounds maintenance people all the time, all over our campus, showing that lion pride and showing our beautiful campus. And we also offer a lot of activities, like I mentioned. Cub Camp is one of the big experiences that we offer to freshmen. So if you do end up coming to UAFS, I highly suggest checking that out. So if you are a student, you're like, what do I have to do to apply? We do have a fall 2021 application out and ready for you. Our application has no fee, so you can apply free of charge. And you would just click on our link that just says undergraduate students applying for fall 2021, apply here. So what do you need to apply? I know that is a lot of students' questions. Right now, we are still accepting the traditional way of getting accepted. So we will need ACT scores, transcripts, and those sort of things. So we're looking for a composite ACT score of a 19. We're looking for the minimums of 13 in math, 15 in reading, and 15 in writing. If you have at least that and one of these other bullet points on the screen, you will be able to get admitted. So that's going to be looking like a 3.0 GPA or higher, and the top 50% of your graduating class, or just those college ready minimums on those placement scores. So we are looking for that. So the ACT scores, we are still considering those right now. I know a lot of schools may have alternate routes, but we're still looking at the ACT scores and then the comparable SAT scores as well. So if you look and you say, well, I didn't meet those minimums, then we're looking at this, a composite ACT score of at least a 15 with a 13 in math, 15 in reading, and 15 in writing, and the cumulative high school GPA of a 2.25 or higher. So we're looking for these requirements for our students if you are wanting to apply with us. So what do you need to submit? You need to submit a completed application, an official high school transcript, and those SAT or SAT scores, as well as immunization records. We do require those for our campus. So if you're somebody that you want to apply and you're wondering how to get your information over to us, just have your counselor send it over to us. They can send it through the mail, they can send it through email, or some electronic service. We will accept those transcripts from your counselor. And like I said, our application is free and it only takes about 10 minutes to do. So definitely check us out and get that submitted to us. So next I'm gonna talk real quickly about our scholarships. We have great scholarships on our campus. So these are the prestigious scholarships that you're looking at on our screen. Our honors program is our top scholarship that we offer, which is gonna be full in-state tuition and fees for up to 4 years or until degree completion. So these are going to be all the prestigious scholarships, which we do have these all on our website, but the honors program and the rest of these are all very highly competitive. And the rest of them on the screen are specific to major. So business majors, STEM majors, and engineering majors, there is scholarship opportunities for you that is specific to your degree. So if you're interested in that, we do have those degrees that do have specific scholarships. And next is the merit scholarships. So the merit scholarships are purely based off of ACT and GPA. So if you know that you fall within these categories of the qualifications, you definitely should apply because your application does serve as the application for the scholarship. And then our priority scholarship deadline is going to be November the 15th. For Oklahoma students, we do not accept the Oklahoma Promise, but we do offer in-state tuition to our border states. So that's something to think about if you are interested in maybe going out of state for college. And here's my contact information. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I will definitely answer any questions that you may have. Thank you, and I hope to hear from some of you soon.
Thank you, University of Arkansas Fort Smith. And our final presentation this evening will be from Oral Roberts University.
Good evening, Ashley, Cameron, Carolina, Emma, and Hannah. Thanks so much, guys, for spending time with us this evening. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes. Do you want to
Okay.
share a screen as well, a
I
presentation?
do, yeah. My screen wasn't lighting up, so I just wanted to be sure. Thanks so much, guys, for spending just your evening with me. I know that you have a lot of things going on at this time of year, so it means a lot that you guys would hop on into this. So like Chris said, my name is Bailey Thompson, and I am with Oral Roberts University. We are located in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We are a private Christian university. It's about 4,000 students on our campus, so I always like to say that it's not too big where you get swallowed in the crowd, but you're going to walk across campus and definitely see people that you know. So we are one of the most diverse universities in all of Oklahoma. We have 116 nations represented, and all 50 states are on campus. So people come from all over the world to ORU to attend there. We are also known as being one of the friendliest colleges in all of Oklahoma. Probably the most defining thing about ORU is our mindset to develop whole leaders for the whole world. This is something that we say often. We say it loudly. You'll hear it all the time in your classrooms. And we have a heavy emphasis on leadership. So we don't just see you as a number. We don't think that your college experience is just about the academics, but it's about the whole person and what God has gifted you with and what you want to do with it to make an impact in the world. And we think education in your profession is a great way to make a difference. So with that being said, we use something called the whole person education. We focus on mind, body, spirit. The first would be your mind. Obviously, we are a four-year university, so this is something that's important of being in the classroom. Definitely a thing that you're considering when you're considering your university is the majors and the quality of education that you'll receive in the classroom. And so we have a 14-to-1 student to professor ratio, which means that your professors really do know your name. They know who you are. They love working with you. Personally, my professor still, one of my professors for my major, still keeps touch with me and invites me to lunch and wants to see how I'm doing in my life and in my career. And that's common. That's not just because I was anything special at all. That's just how our professors' hearts are. We have over 150 majors. So although we are a Christian university, some of our top majors are actually engineering and nursing, business, education, the arts. So you don't have to come here just for a theology type or Bible degree. We have all of the above. We are regionally accredited, which is the highest level of accreditation that a university can have. Something we're really proud about is our 99% job placement post-graduation. And that really means a lot, but I think that speaks to our leadership that we put an emphasis on, that you're going to have the qualifications in the classroom, but in your character and your people skills, who you know, all of those things matter when it comes to looking for a job, and will prepare you not only for that interview, but to be a top contributor in whatever profession you're going into. The second would be the body. We have Division I athletics, and we also have Intramural Sports and HPE activities. So I'll kind of explain some of those things. Division I athletics, I think you guys probably do know what that means. And so we play schools like OU and OSU, specifically like our baseball team goes against them, and we usually win, I have to say. Intramural sports, so if you are somebody that doesn't want to play at a D1 level, but you are still interested in keeping active, our intramural sports is something that definitely a lot of students are a part of. And HPE activities we put an emphasis on. So this is a class that you do have to take during your time at ORU. It's some health profession activity, health physical exercise, activity. So I took equestrian, which is horseback riding, Pilates, bowling, things like that, which are really fun, but we put an emphasis on making sure that you are healthy in all parts of your life. And the third thing would be an emphasis on spirit. We do go to chapel twice a week, but as you can see from this picture, our chapel is lively, incredible worship experience, and all students are gathered together, which I always felt like was more of a pep assembly than anything else, to be there with all my friends. And then if you're interested in participating in those types of spirit aspects, you can be involved in the worship center and in prayer movement. People always ask, what was your favorite part about ORU? And everybody will say it's all about the people. So I've included a few pictures that you can kind of look at below to see maybe yourself in one of those pictures of some of our student life. The community is strong at ORU, and I always like to say it's harder to not make friends than it is to make friends. It's harder to go solo than it is to get plugged in. And so if you can see yourself here in some of those pictures, it's definitely what makes ORU unique. And I know if when I was in your shoes as a senior in high school, it was a while ago and Instagram just kind of came out, but I looked at everything that I could to see pictures of current students on campus. I wanted to see, could I see myself there? So I've included some Instagram handles from ORU. I would love for you guys to just take a picture of them. And if you're anything like me, spend some time stalking those accounts and seeing if ORU is a school you could see yourself at. Go ahead and take a picture. Okay. And then taking a virtual campus tour is definitely something I would encourage you to do. We are hosting people on campus. If you can get there, we'd love to make a whole day that is special to you. You can go to chapel, go to lunch, hang out with a current student, meet with me. But we have an 8-minute virtual tour. It's just a video. So if you want to use that QR code, and I think I'm the last one, so after this call hangs up if you want to check out ORU's campus. And apply today. There's a QR code there again, but it's apply.oru.edu. We have incredible prestigious scholarships, and every student that gets admitted to ORU is in consideration for a Quest Whole Leader Scholarship. So I don't have academic tiers on here because we don't just look at your academics. We do look at that, but we also look at your community service, your leadership experience, and we take a more holistic approach to our scholarship consideration. And about 20 students every year are selected for full tuition awards. So you might as well get your application in for free. Apply.oru.edu and see what type of scholarship you could receive if you are admitted. And of course, here's my contact information. I would love to get to know you guys personally, so definitely submit your application, visit ORU, and reach out to me if you have any questions.
Hey, thank you very much, ORU. As we do have a few minutes remaining, this would be a great opportunity for any of our attendees to pose questions to our schools using the Q&A feature. While we're waiting to see what questions may come up, why don't we quickly go around and have our panelists answer one of the following 2 questions. Either, what is your favorite event or tradition on your campus? Or what is one thing that you did not have time to put in your presentation this evening that you would like to share now? And we can go in the same order, so let's start with Oklahoma State University.
Yes, thank you. I would say, being a student coming as an alum from OSU OKC, the second question, and something that I wasn't able to put in my presentation, was that we at OSU OKC, we have built great partnerships with we have like our fire protection degree. We have a great working relationship with the Oklahoma City Fire Department and the training facility that we have. The Oklahoma City Fire Department, Oklahoma City Police Department actually train on our facilities. We have a great working relationship with Amazon for our business and computer degrees, and we also have great working relationships with the major hospitals in the area for our health careers in nursing, cardiovascular, sonography, and radiology technology. So OSU OKC, we are 100% commuter based, but still just providing those connections for our students. So when they do graduate from OSU OKC, they're set up well for success and able to get a job afterwards. So thank you.
Great, thank you. John Brown University.
I'd say my favorite tradition as a former JVU student and then now as a JVU staff would be what's called the toilet paper game, just TP game for short. So what that is it is our first men's basketball game of the season. We're also NAIA, like I believe Oklahoma City University was. And so the first men's basketball game, instead of paying to get in, students getting free, but other people paying, everyone brings a canned food item or an item of food that can be donated. In return, everyone gets a roll of toilet paper. And so when the first points are scored during the game by JVU, and free throws don't count, it has to be active in the game, everyone throws their roll of toilet paper onto the court. JBU gets a technical foul, and we just have a big party with all the toilet paper. Students go down and clean it up, and then we have the rest of the game. So ESPN usually sends a camera to film it. If you look us up on YouTube, you can definitely find it. But that was definitely a highlight. Just kind of a fun tradition that happens every year.
Great, thank you. Oklahoma City University.
Yeah, one of my favorite experiences as an alum of OCU as well. We have a thing during our homecoming season where we do lip sync, and coming from performing arts kind of focused school a little bit, it gets pretty competitive, and it's just fun to see everyone just kind of embrace the arts and come up with crazy choreography and routines, and favorite professors usually kind of make an appearance. And so it really just kind of brings the whole kind of campus together, and it just is a fun way for the non-artists to kind of dive into their creativity a little bit and just express themselves and showcase the school spirit that they have.
Great, thank you. University of Arkansas, Fort Smith.
Yes, so as a student, one of my favorite things that we had was the campus block party. It always happens like the second and third week after school starts. Basically, it's where a lot of different clubs and organizations got on campus, and you got to meet with them and find out what the organization is about, so you can decide if it's something that you would like to join. Usually we had a Stuff the Numa, which Numa is our mascot. It is a lion, and so students would get to stuff a lion, and that always was like the biggest thing on campus. I went to this institution for 4 years and I never got one, but everybody else that gets one is always super excited about it, and they're so happy. So now as a staff, hopefully I can try to find one and do it. So I think that was one of the best things about the campus, about the block party, is definitely getting to do that. Even though I didn't get to do it, everybody else that did seemed like they had a good time. So I'm going to try to find a lion to stuff eventually.
Great, thank you. And Oral Roberts University.
Yes, my favorite memory from being an alum of ORU, something that we do every year, is go on missions trips. And it's a big part of our student life. I would say almost every student does it sometime during their experience at ORU. I personally went to Israel on a 2-week mission trip in the summer. And so the mission trips are a great way to, it's kind of a personal development piece for sure. You definitely get more out of it than you probably contribute. I think that's just how it goes. But I went to Israel. We got to go to Jerusalem and Bethlehem, but I'm going to read a few other trip options of traveling and serving the world is something you're interested in. Kenya, Malawi, Tanzania, Uganda, Chile, Guatemala, Paraguay, Bolivia, Peru, Philippines, Taiwan, Israel, Romania, Italy, Germany, Croatia, Greece, Bulgaria, and then there's some within the United States too. So it's a great opportunity, but it's something that you spend the whole year kind of planning, preparing with your small group team. There's usually like 12 students on a team. So it's a great community experience throughout the year. And then before you board a plane and spend a month overseas.
Great, thank you. And looks like Q&A is quiet. So I leave the group with this question, 20 seconds or less. What's one piece of advice you have for someone who's looking for schools right now? And I open the floor. Feel free to randomly unmute yourself and answer that question if you so choose.
I would say definitely to go ahead and apply if you think it's even an option of you going to that school, because times are so uncertain right now. So definitely just get the most out of your experience. Try to apply everywhere. Just see where you can get in at. Even if you think the school is too close to home, I don't want to be as close to my parents, definitely try, because this time next year, we have no clue what the world's going to look like. So definitely just make use of all your options as of right now.
I'm going to say, talk to your admissions counselors. We want to talk to you. We want to get to know you. And because we're in this weird time, a lot of us have ways to kind of help you through the whole application process, and we can't help you if we don't know you. And so that would be my biggest advice, would be to talk to your admissions counselor. at any school that you might be interested in because they have your best interest at heart.
Yeah, I would just say I definitely echo both things that have been said. And I would say there's no dumb questions. Absolutely no dumb questions. Any question you have, or a parent or a guardian or anyone who's helping you figure this process out, is something that's worth considering. And college can be a big, scary thing to figure out even during a normal year. So again, we really want to help. And I'd also say take it one day at a time. You're balancing a lot. High school's really busy. So know that at the end of the year, you will have something. It might not happen this week. It might not happen next week, but a plan is coming into play. So take it one day at a time. And yeah, don't be afraid to reach out and ask questions.
I would say you don't have to have the rest of your life figured out right this second. I think that that's a pressure that I remember feeling my senior year of what does my whole entire future hold? And I know that you get that question a lot from relatives and everybody asking you. And so just take one step at a time. And so do the next step that all of us were just saying. So submit your application and then visit the school and talk to your admissions counselor, and things will roll out and be put into place easier than I think that you might be feeling at the start of your senior year.
And I would just say to look at a lot of different schools, find the right school for you, and what career interest you have, and what best matches your career interest, and that's in that school that's going to help you further your career. So I would say visit a lot of schools, ask a lot of questions, and finally that you can do it. As a first generation college student myself, you just like people have said here, just take it one day at a time, and talk to your admissions counselors, use the resources, talk to your professors, take advantage of the tutoring and the writing labs that are available to you, and you'll be successful.
Great. I think we have it, everybody, on that. So I am going to just quickly thank everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you to all of our panelists, and thank you to all of our attendees. And just a few quick housekeeping items. When you close this window, you're going to get a very quick 4-question survey that we ask that you take just a minute and complete. We also, again, want to remind you to sign up for more sessions at the same site where you signed up for this evening session. And again, within about 1 week, a recording of this session will be available on that same registration website. So thank you, everybody. Have a good night and good luck with your college search.